What up, everybody? I am Cortland,
And I am Justin.
and welcome to episode 8 of Better Off Reds, your weekly Reds talk show. Sure, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and your favorite podcasting apps. We go live every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube, and our audio versions of our podcast go up shortly after the same night.
Yeah, real quick, I do want to add on that. There is a slight chance. Actually, it looks like we're behind on Facebook.
Okay.
It looks like Facebook Live is having some issues tonight. I think we might be live on there now. I think I just got the okay that we're good. We went to connect. We always connect about a minute early, and it popped up, and it said,
there it goes. I just got the notification too.
Good. So there was a mad dash to get it all set up right before we were supposed to actually go live. So hopefully, Facebook people, you're able to watch this and join us tonight. Although the Reds do start playing in about 7 minutes. Cortland, did you ask me a question? I forgot.
I said, "How are you?"
I'm a little frazzled right now. The whole Facebook thing, it creeped me out. But other than that, I'm pretty good. Doing well. I got a couple games out of MLB The Show with a good friend of mine, and I beat him pretty badly. Yeah. Well,
and I hardly ever play. I am the friend that he's referring to.
Yeah,
I hardly ever play, and he only beat me by one in I think the 11th inning. So
I think we went to extras.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? I will say this: I'm impressed because I play this game every year, right? And you jumped in first year, and yeah, he's good. He's good, folks.
Just natural.
He's the natural. Yep. Cortland, how are you?
Good. Not too bad. I've enjoyed these last couple series. They've been pretty exciting, which we will talk about. But other than that, I'm looking forward to tonight's game and the series right now that's coming up, and just having a great time.
Yeah. I do have the game pulled up here. I will probably be giving updates as it goes along. But I did want to make a quick shout out. I don't know if he's here tonight, but Elijah, who's often tuning in, it's his birthday. I don't know how old Elijah is. I think he's 25.
We'll stick with 25. That seems 25. Like a good age.
That's a good age. So Elijah, if you're watching or listening, happy birthday. If you're not, well, you should be. So, let's start talking about the first series that we had this weekend. And you may have noticed we didn't do a weekend bonus episode to recap the series because the series hasn't ended yet.
Right.
Game 3 was postponed due to weather, I believe, until August 9th. So we'll have to wait and see who's going to win the Ohio Cup. But game 1, Cortland, holy crap, man. That awesome. Game. What happened in that game?
Oh, good old Wade Miley, as the title says.
Is he the first person we apologized to?
I think he was one of them, yeah.
Or was Barnhart and Aquino the first one?
Barnhart was my first. I think Wade Miley might have been yours. Or no. Aquino was yours. Then
I think we shared Wade Miley.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were really, really sorry about the mean things.
And we are even more sorry now because, again,
so good.
Like the title said, he threw a no-no.
He did. I'm trying to see if I have the video. I'll play it while we talk about it. So, yeah, Wade Miley, he threw a no-hitter against the Indians, which this is the second time the Indians have been no-hit this year.
In the same month.
Yeah. So the Indians, they are not a good baseball team. I don't have that Wade Miley video anymore, which is really unfortunate.
Just believe us. Nobody hit the ball.
Yeah, no one hit it. It was a perfect game, I think, going into like the 5th or 6th inning.
Yeah, it was late.
Yeah, there were a couple of errors, I believe, that stopped it, and they ended up walking a guy. But it was a scoreless game completely until the 9th inning, which was really frustrating as you're watching the game. Like, you've got this master class in pitching, really on both sides. I mean, both pitchers were phenomenal. I forgot who the Indians pitcher was that night, but he was almost as good. But of course, Miley was better. But it didn't happen until the 9th inning when Castellanos reached on a fielder's choice, and that pushed Senzel across the plate to score. Then Winker scored on a balk. That pitcher, he just got frazzled at the end there. And then Moose singled, allowing Castellanos to score. So the Reds did win 3-0. Wade Miley threw he threw 9 innings, of course, with 0 hits, 0 runs, only 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. I think that's his Drew says, is my mic on yet? Welcome, Drew. Glad you're here. strikeouts. He now has an ERA of just 2. Just 2. And I think that's probably the best of all the starters. The Reds did commit 2 fielding errors, both by Senzel, who was playing second base, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more. But Cortland, you want to talk about game 2?
Yeah. So in game 2, the Reds lose by a score of 2-9. So it kind of flipped around. The pitching wasn't too great on our side this game. It was more so on theirs. And so Castillo, he's been kind of a thorn in my side. Hey, that's my mother-in-law. Hey, Lisa.
Hello.
This is Justin.
Hi.
I'm sure you've heard us talk about him.
Oh, hopefully all good. No, I'm scared.
But Castillo's been okay. He went 4 innings pitched. He had 5 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So this wasn't his best. That bumped his ERA back up again to 6.42. And he's actually pitching tonight against Colorado. So he hopefully might have better luck against this Rockies team that's a little rocky. So
ooh, that was
good. So we'll see.
Lisa.
He gave a little bit of a pick back up a couple games ago. So we're not sold on him. Obviously, with Wade Miley and the other pitchers doing as good as they are, we kind of just don't really care anymore. So anyways, he didn't do great. So Hendricks gets beat up too. He's one of the guys that we've brought up recently within the last month.
He's a prospect, and I think that was his first runs. Like, he was perfect, I think, until this game.
And he went 2/3 of an inning and gave up 3 runs and 3 hits and a walk. So not good. Perez, Fulmer, and Romano both pitched scoreless innings of baseball. So that's not terrible. Little bit of a bright side. And then Naquin got his 7th homer in this game. And that's on the year, but the offense was cold other than that. So that's where we have left off. We are now waiting with bated breath to see who wins the Ohio Cup.
Yeah. And if the Indians tie the series, it stays with the Indians. So it's really important that the Reds get that win and that cup.
So game 3 has been postponed to August 9th. It got pushed way back due to the weather that they had for the 3rd game. So we'll wait to see. The Reds hold the series lead 3-2 at the moment. So like Justin said, if they tie it up, they keep it, and it's been theirs for the last couple of years. So hopefully we can get that out. But
it's time for it to come back to Cincinnati.
Since the bats weren't so hot in game 2, how did they do against the Pirates in game 1? Justin.
Yeah, so the bats were on fire in game 1. The Reds win this one 14-1. They score all 14 on 15 hits. All the starters got a hit, including Tyler Miley, who pitched 5 1/3 innings with 4 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. His control's a little shaky in this game. I think they pulled him when he was like I can't remember now, but I want to say he was like at low 90s. He probably could have gone another inning, but I mean, why tempt it? I mean, but you are up by so many. Throw him out there for another inning. Who cares?
Yeah.
But Suarez and Naquin both homered, so Naquin's heating up quite a bit. Suarez is heating up quite a bit. Senzel, Winker, Moose, Naquin, Barnhart, and Farmer, they each actually got 2 hits in this game. The bullpen pitched 3 2/3 innings and gave up 1 hit and no runs while striking out 4. What about game 2, Cortland?
Game 2. So game 2 against the Pirates, we have not as much fun as we did in game 1. The Reds lose 2-7. Hoffman pitches. He goes 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Not terrible. I mean, not too bad. Bullpen gave up 4 more runs, though. So the bullpen kind of crapped the bed in this one. Senzel and Winker both got 3 hits, and one of Winker's was actually a homer. And Suarez got 2, but the bats just couldn't keep going to get the runners in when they needed to. We were hitting okay, just not necessarily when we needed to hit. Not a terrible loss. Like we have said, the Pirates are still within a potential. I mean, now they're kind of dipping off a little bit, but when we were playing them, they've been doing good enough that we weren't necessarily thinking this was going to be a complete sweep. So 14-1 the first game, 2-7 in the second. What about the third, Justin?
The Reds win game 3, 5-1 in extra innings. Sonny Gray only pitched 4 2/3 with 7 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The bullpen, however, came out and they issued no hits, walks, or runs while striking out 9. So the bullpen was on fire this day. Let me see here. Moose got his 4th homer of the year, and the game was tied going into the 9th inning. However, the wheels just kind of fell off for the Pirates in the 10. They start the extra innings rule with the runner on second. That's where Senzel was. Winker singled, scoring Senzel, and then the runs just kind of kept pouring on after that because it was tied 1-1, and then it just blew up. And for the Pirates, they just kind of collapsed. So the Reds win this series 2-1. And they have won 6 out of the last 10 games. They do go up against a very pitiful Colorado Rockies team starting tonight. The Rockies are currently 13-24 and have lost 3 of their last 10. So, they are playing in Colorado, so the balls do typically fly out of the park there. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I know that Drew just posted about Castillo. His opponent's average on fastballs is 450. That's the highest in the NL. And the Rockies are hitting 271 average on fastballs. It's the second highest in the NL. So if we see Castillo have a bad night tonight, that very well could be why. I mean, typically Colorado is like a pitcher graveyard. Like no one wants to pitch there. It's awful. But I mean, Great American Ballpark is pretty bad too for pitchers. And I feel like ours do okay for the most part. So let's see here. Next up, we have the Amir Garrett suspension. We got some news on that. It didn't take him a month this time to make a decision on the appeal, like it did with Nick Castellanos. It took him about a week, not even a week, I don't think. And they have reduced it from 7 games to 5 games, which is only 5 more than what it should have been. So I count that as a win. What about you?
I mean, I get, because they're all saying like, well, he's a pitcher and he's not necessarily a starter, so pitchers don't play every game, so normally the suspensions are higher. But golly, man, still 5 games for what it was. Like, just how many knock games it down to what?
How many games did Baez get though?
None. Did he get fined?
Yeah, he got fined, but who cares about that? They're millionaires.
Did he pay?
Unless he's fined like $5 million, he's not going to care.
Right. But yeah, that's I don't know. It's just ugh.
Yeah.
There's no more to say about it.
So if we had the music rights to play this song, we'd play "Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego" right now.
Right.
But really, we want to know where in the world is Jonathan India.
Yeah.
Tell us about this, Cortland.
So Jonathan India has apparently lost his second base spot to Nick Senzel since the Votto injury. But Senzel's been playing great. So it's kind of hard to argue that he needs to be in there at the moment because Senzel's just been doing great, both batting and defensive wise at second base. So India is in the lineup tonight, but his regular starts have for sure been way down. There was an article released yesterday, and I believe it was by Blog Red Machine, saying if he's going to be a bench bat, we need to just drop him down and till he's ready to come back up and have a more of a starting role. That way, because the longer you sit on the bench, it doesn't matter any sport, you're going to have a bigger recovery time in terms of play. So, but tonight he's getting it, so hopefully he'll light it up a little bit. The injury to Votto, like I said, it has shifted Suarez back to third, and we've put Moose on first. Naquin has been hitting great, so his bat has kept him in the lineup, and that's what's kind of pushed Senzel into the infield. So we kind of wondered, we didn't know what was going to happen, which we didn't expect the Votto injury, but even with Shogo coming back, we weren't sure how they were going to move things around. Now, Votto doesn't get hurt, the infield probably doesn't move at all, and they just play with the outfield a little bit. But I get why they're doing it. It just kind of sucks. And me and Justin were talking this week. They have Kyle Farmer keep coming in and out in different spots as well. So since the last show, India's had 6 plate appearances, and he's not recorded a hit. And in the same span of time, Kyle Farmer has recorded 7 hits on 21 attempts and giving him a .389 batting average in that span. So as much as I crap on Farmer, he's doing what he needs to do to help the team and stay where he needs to stay.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What's your take on this?
So I feel like Farmer is hot right now. Naquin's hot right now. It's just bad timing. It was bad timing for India to go cold. You add all that in with the Votto injury and having to move Moose over, it gives them a reason to move Suarez over. It just gives them a reason for all these different dominoes to fall. And it sucks for Jonathan India because his bat, he was really electric at the beginning. Defensively, he still is.
Right.
And then he missed some time with, he got hit in the head and, he missed some time for this or that and illness.
He's took a couple of pitches. I mean, he's taken a decent amount of pitches.
Like 2 or 3 to the head this year. I think it was 2 to the head, yeah.
And at least 2 to the arm / like rib area, like close to the ribs. He's just been getting drilled.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of bad things happening all at once that really went against him. So I do think that if they're not going to play him regularly, they do need to send him down to AAA. Yeah. He needs to be the starting infielder somewhere, whether it's in Cincinnati or Louisville. I like having him on the team. He's a fun player to watch. Defensively, like I said, he's great. But I don't know. I don't really know what they're doing. I kind of figured that they would drop him off in Louisville on the way to Colorado, and they didn't. And so he is starting tonight, which it probably has to do with the pitching matchup, because Naquin's not in the lineup. But I don't know. It's just kind of a bummer to see all this excitement. They're just it's only a month in, I mean, Suarez has been up until recently pretty bad, but we are seeing everything kind of just slowly heat up. So I don't know. He'll definitely be up here. I imagine that he'll take over for second base once, because Shogo's not doing anything either.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, he's only been back for like a week, and he's still coming back from an injury. But I mean, even last year he didn't really do much. I don't really think Shogo is
the thing we thought he was.
Player. Well, I don't think he's gonna be an everyday player. I think India could be. So
yeah. Well, we were talking. We don't know, like, if they've moved obviously India out and Suarez back to third. Is the whole shortstop thing over? Are they kind of just trying to see what needs to happen?
I think it's over.
You think it's done?
Yeah. And if you notice, he's been playing better since he got back to third offensively.
Right. Yeah. His batting average is insane, because we were talking about that. His average is still only .156, but it's that much better. That's just how bad he was in the beginning of the year. Like, it's still so low.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Ian wants to know how we feel about seeing Winker taking ground balls at first. Is there a future there? I don't think so. Maybe going forward, if the DH is implemented into the National League, possibly, because I'd imagine if the DH is implemented, I imagine Votto will be the everyday DH. Just given his age, and if all he has to do is worry about hitting, I mean, he could really have a late career resurgence. So no, I don't think he will. Be an everyday first baseman. David Bell might throw him in there every now and then just for fun, but I just don't see it happening.
You don't think? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Drew just says Winker's batting average just keeps him in the lineup. Yeah, Winker's been phenomenal. He actually has the only hit tonight so far. Castellanos. So Winker is single tonight. Castellanos walks, so they have 2 on with 1 out.
Okay. That's the thing, though. Do you think? I mean, because Winker is relatively young. Mm-hmm. Do you think when Votto's done, they would put him there, or would they try to build somebody there more so than shift somebody over there?
So I think in a perfect world, because let's see. Votto's got like 2 more years, I think. Winker, I think, only has 1 more year, and Winker's going to get paid. Winker is playing. I mean, he's ranked on All-Star list or MVP list right now. So Winker's going to get paid. Will the Reds pay him? Who knows? He is a homegrown talent they didn't acquire him in a trade. They drafted him, they groomed him, whatever. So I would like for Winker to get paid. I would like for him to be that next generational player, if he's worthy of it. But I mean, you've got Suarez locked down for several years at third base. You've got Moose locked down for 2 more years at whatever position you want to play him.
Right.
Castellanos has an opt-out after each year of his contract. So he could really, they just hit into a double play. Moose did inning over, or top of the inning over. So I don't know if they intend to keep Winker, maybe, because they do have a surplus of outfields. But I mean, I could see an infield of Winker, Senzel, Garcia, Suarez at some point. Garcia being Jose Garcia, the shortstop, or India in the second, in at second, and Senzel in the outfield. There's this lineup is just so talented. I mean, they can all play multiple positions, and for the most part, they can play them pretty well. But yeah, I think them moving Suarez back to third, I think that's a clear sign that he's done playing shortstop.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, let's roll into this next subject.
Winker's the new Shohei Ohtani, according to Drew.
Winker for pitching.
I like that.
Sweet.
Hey, Blandino for pitching.
Yeah, Blandino does pretty good.
Blandino. All right. What were you going to say, Corley?
So let's roll in. How are the prospects doing in the minors?
They're doing okay. Number one prospect, Nick Lodolo. He went 3 1/3 with 5 hits, 1 run, and 3 strikeouts. Not as good as last week. Austin Hendricks, however, he was the first round pick in last year's draft or the year before that. He's the number 3 prospect. He is not looking good. He's 1 for 14 on the year so far with 8 strikeouts. So that's not promising. I mean, he had the COVID year last year, and he's new. I think he'll fix it, but I mean, it's just not a good start. Number 10 prospect, Tony Santian, 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, and 6 strikeouts. Jose Garcia, who I was just talking about. I mean, his whole problem was he had defense, but he didn't have the bat to play last year. Well, he's 9 for 31 with a 290 batting average. He's homered 3 times and has 10 RBIs and 5 walks. So he at least at the AAA level, he's showing that the bat works.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then Hunter Green, Reds number 2 prospect. He went 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, hit 100 miles per hour several times again. Yeah. So he's a beast.
I'm so excited for whenever he gets the call, man. It'll
be so fun to watch. I mean, I honestly think it could be later this year, depending on how things are going. I mean, he's been in the minors for a while. He was delayed by having Tommy John surgery.
Right.
I believe it was 2 years ago. And then last year, the COVID year, there was no minor league season. But let me see here. It looks like he was signed in 2017, I believe it was. 2017. So I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's 4 years ago.
I'm going to throw this out there too, because we've kind of added in this minor league section, and we could expand on this if people would like. But I just want to go ahead and list the names of the teams that are involved with the Reds organization. So our AAA affiliate, which that is the one right below, that's the one we drop guys to, that we pick guys back up from. More than anything, that's how it works, is the Louisville Bats. So that's the Louisville Bats. If you want to look anything up on them, they are fun to watch, especially when they get the guys dropped down. It's really awesome to go watch some of those minor league games with the studs on it and see them play against other people's recuperating studs. Yep. So then we have AA, and that's the Chattanooga Lookouts. And we have the High A League, which is the Dayton Dragons, which are actually right here in Ohio. And the Low A League is the Daytona Tortugas. So we got 4 sets of teams. There's also a rookie league and a foreign league, but that doesn't really amount to much. So that's our teams. That way, if anybody didn't know what we were talking about, that's these teams that we're referencing. All these guys are spread out within these organizations. So
Nick Castellanos' mom, she tweeted just a moment, like an hour ago, that she was catching the Louisville Bats game today in Georgia.
Yeah.
So it seems like she and hopefully their entire family's invested in the Reds, and hopefully Castellanos doesn't opt out, and hopefully he retires a Red. So
yeah,
we'll see. God, we're flying through this episode tonight, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah. So Drew says Castillo's serving up 98-mile-per-hour meatballs. Yeah, he did give up a hit
all season. All season, baby.
Yeah. Hopefully they can.
Are you ready for some meatballs?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, almost hit that guy. Joe. That guy's name is Joe.
The guy's name is Joe?
His last name is Joe.
Really? What's his first name? Jim?
Mama. I don't know.
Mama
That's
Joe?
Stupid. That's stupid. Oh, Clark's here. Clark is
What's
sorry.
up, Clark?
Clark, that's fine, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
We're just happy you're here, man. So Cortland.
Yes.
The division is hopping.
It is, and we are currently sitting at 3rd. So the Reds are sitting at 3rd with a 17-17 record, and we are 3.5 games back from 1st. The Cardinals are still on top of the division with a 23-15 record, so they're doing pretty good. They swept the Rockies, which hopefully we do the same. Something not too terribly hard, I wouldn't think. We hope that happens. That's me and Justin's hopes both. His name after the place.
That's the pitcher for the Rockies. That's funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hope that we can sweep the Rockies as well. They won 2 out of 3. This is the Cardinals against the Brewers, so that really helped them solidify first a little bit.
Yeah.
So the Brewers are in second. They are 20-18. They won 2 out of 3 against the Marlins, and they lost 2 of 3, like I said, to the Cardinals. So they are 3 games behind in second place. Then we got the Cubs sitting at fourth with a 17-19 record. They've won 2 of 3 against Pittsburgh, and they lost 2 out of 2 against the Indians. And then that brings us to the old Pittsburgh Pirates, and they are last with a 15-21 record, and they lost 2 out of 3 against the Cubs and 2 out of 3, as we said, against the Reds.
Gosh.
So it's still anybody's game. Pittsburgh's kind of dropping off a little bit. Again, we got a long way to go. But for it being so close as it was there for a little bit, they're kind of in the rearview mirror at the moment. But still, it's the Cardinals, I hope, will cool down, and everybody else has a chance to make a push. So
the Rockies just scored on a double to Joe. Yeah. And Senzel couldn't field the ball, and I brought Tapia around. I feel like he should have caught that. And then he hit the wall. Oh my gosh, I hope he's not hurt. But yeah, it's 1-0 Rockies, right? I know. Oh yeah, he runs into it like face first.
He has no kind of like, it's not so much a filter. It's just he runs into things or dives awkwardly a lot.
Drew says, I know I keep beating a dead horse, but Castillo has got to figure something out. He cannot keep trying to blow it by MLB players. It's just not going to happen.
And he doesn't. So, yeah, I don't know why he literally just throws it down the pipe when he's not Aroldis Chapman or a Hunter Green in the minors that's throwing over 100 almost every pitch.
Yeah.
And his breaking balls, and I mean, if his breaking balls break, that's like his bread and butter, but they're not.
Yeah.
So then he's throwing, like Drew said, 98 mile-an-hour meatballs over the middle of the plate, and they're just absolutely getting smashed. So, well,
okay. All right, I thought they were gonna get another hit, but they didn't. Drew says he doesn't see a lot of movement. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what's going on with him. I'm really hoping that we all look foolish for saying this.
You guys thought it was the weather for the longest time. You, Andrew.
I did. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it seemed likely, but
plausible. I never thought it was that. I just thought he wasn't good.
You just thought he wasn't good.
Yeah.
So now it's time for some injury updates. So there, it looks like I'm on a delay because Drew said what to play at home, and I didn't know what he was talking about, but the website updated. Looks like Ryan McMahon reached on a fielder's choice, but Jonathan India threw Connor Joe out at home plate. Connor Joe, he's a former Red. I remember him.
Well, that a boy, India. There we go.
Yeah. I finally caught up. I just saw the video. So, my AT&T TV is really lagging. The other day, I was watching it, and the Reds were pitching, right, in the bottom of the whatever inning. But then my phone said Moose hit a homer in the top of the next inning. I'm like, well, they're still pitching. So how is this working out? So I'm not super impressed with AT&T TV right now and the delay that I have. So got to figure that out. But that's neither here nor there. Do we think Winker is MVP caliber this year? Yeah. With what we've seen.
If he continues this, for sure, like no doubt.
MLB.com had him ranked third on the MLB rankings for the National League. So
he is top in the. Yeah, I was gonna say he's top in the NL on a couple stats still too. So he has not dropped off at all.
The only thing going against him is his name's not Ronald Acuna Jr. That's the only thing going against him. He's not flashy. He's not exciting to the national media or whatever. But he is us. Yeah, we love him.
Jesse Winker. When
Clark
you see
this tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. Winker always texts us on Friday and says, man, you need to talk about me more because I'm a big fan of the show. No, he doesn't.
Taking care of it tonight. Yeah.
Okay. So injury update. This is a big section this week. I've got nothing. There are no new updates on anybody. No updates on Votto. No updates on Aquino. No updates on Lorenzen. I got nothing. So as Jay-Z once said,
Clark
on to the next one.
Clark with the jabs. Throw his jab up there first.
Oh yeah, and Manfred doesn't worship him. Talking about Winker. Man, I wish Manfred would retire. All right, so let's get in. We are just scooting through this show.
We are.
Wow. Okay. So let's get to our weekly awards.
Yes.
Play of the week. You go first.
Okay. Winker hitting another home run, but not just any home run. He hit this home run into the river, not the Ohio River, the Allegheny River in Pittsburgh. So,
but he hit it in Cincinnati.
What? No.
I'm just saying, like, it went so far. Being dumb.
For the people out there in podcast land, don't listen to that because that confused me. It'd be like, everybody be like, wait a minute.
Wait, how did that happen?
But yeah, so Winker hits a bomb and he hits into a river. It's always a good play of the week when anybody hits a ball into water because it normally is not around. So
Clark says, like, that's a real river. I agree, Clark. Cortland's so serious. What? No, says Drew. My play of the week isn't really a baseball play, but it happened before the game, and then the Reds went on to win 14-1. And that was the anthem standoff between Blandino and Oviedo. I hope I'm saying that right. Oh, the Pirates. Now, here's something that really grinds my gears, as some would say, and that is, it was a fun moment. It was awesome to watch. I mean, it went on for minutes, and then just staring at the flag and like not breaking. Fun moment. Everyone loved it, right? It went viral, right? It was all over the news the next day. MLB was sharing videos of it and talking about how great is this? But then the MLB also told the Reds it can't happen again, or you're going to be punished.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I know, man. MLB sucks this year.
I saw. I don't.
Oh no. Drew said Castillo with facepalm emojis and then said, get ready for the update. And I was like, what's happening? There's only a person at the plate. Josh Fuentes homers on a fly ball to left center field. Ryan McMahon scores 3-0 Rockies. Fun fact, they talked about this on the pregame show. Josh Fuentes is Nolan Arenado's cousin, and he's playing Nolan Arenado's position for his old team.
Oh man.
Clark says, see, blame Manfred again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean,
there was somebody for was it the Dodgers maybe? I don't know if he hit a walk-off.
Gavin Lux. Yeah, he hit the walk-off
and he looked
effing go
at their dugout, not his dugout. Yeah. Not his dugout. The opposing team's dugout.
Yep.
And did the exact same thing Castellanos did. And nothing happened. Somebody tweeted, it was so funny. Somebody tweeted with the video and said, gosh, I wonder what Reds player is going to get fined for this one.
Who knows? I will say this, and I say this with 100% confidence. If Yadier Molina were to do an anthem standoff tomorrow after the team that he was warned not to do it, they would just hand him the MVP trophy.
Right.
They'd say, you've done it. You've done it, boss. You're the MVP now. Forever. You know what? Here's your Hall of Fame induction. We're just going to skip everything. You're in. It's just frustrating. I really hate it. But moving on. I'm salty enough. Moving on.
All right.
Hitter of the week.
Cortland.
Oh.
Ooh. Hang on. Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, you're first.
Okay.
You're first.
He was scissors, I was paper, if you're not watching. So I'm just gonna start calling this segment for hitter of the week. I'm just gonna start calling it How Did Jesse Winker Impress Me This Week? Over the last week, he is hitting 450 with 5 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and a homer. He's not walking a ton, but he's also not striking out a lot. So I don't really care because he's hitting the ball almost half the attempts he goes up. So Jesse Winker is my hitter of the week. Cortland.
Okay. The numbers aren't as flashy in terms of average, but good old Tyler Naquin, like he's doing his part. He was hot at the beginning of the year, and I was really excited to see him be what he was being. So over the last 7 games, he's batting 259 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs and 3 runs. So pretty solid production. I would take that from everybody on the team if it could happen. So, what we got here?
Drew says, kind of off topic, do we see I'm assuming Pujols get a mention at all for what exactly on this show or
being picked up? Did we talk about that last week?
I mean, he hasn't been picked up yet. I think he's talking with a international team about going there. Honestly, dude's probably done. He needs to sign with the Cardinals for a day and call it a career.
But yeah, not Winker, Naquin.
Look at you. It is Winker for you. Not Naquin. It's Winker.
It's always Winker. It always will be Winker.
It's always Winker. Pitcher of the week. Ready? Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, we tied.
Ooh. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, I win. Right. Paper covers rock.
All right. I'll go first. Pitcher of the week. Who else could it be? Wade Miley. As Justin said earlier, he has a 2.00 ERA, and the last 7 games, he's went 36 innings pitched with 27 strikeouts plus a no-hitter. The no-hitter alone gets him as my pitcher of the week. And we were talking about this earlier. Fun little fact here. Homer Bailey, I was at one of his no-hitters. I might have been at both of them.
What?
I don't remember.
You were at one, or you told me you were at one.
Yeah, I was either at both of them or just one of them. I can't remember exactly. But he was 24 and 23 or 24 and 24 or 25, one of the two ages when he threw his no-hitters. And he's now 35 years old. That was roughly 10 years ago. And Wade Miley is 34 and just threw his no-no. So that's even that much more impressive. He's been around for so long and he pulled it out, man. That's just Wade Miley.
The GOAT.
That's awesome.
And I'll Cy Young. Drew is referring to Pujols and the Reds. No, I think they have too many players that they're trying to juggle. I don't think he'll come to the Reds. I think honestly he'll just retire. Clark says he's going to buy us both Hulk temporary tattoos. If you don't know, Wade Miley's son gave him a Hulk temporary tattoo before he pitched
on his forearm to give him more strength. Yep.
Yeah. So don't buy him for us. Buy him for Wade Miley. Send him his way in bulk. My pitcher of the week. So it would be easy to say Wade Miley.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to take the easy way out like Cortland did. I'm going to go with TJ Antone. Now, over the last week, he's only pitched an inning and a third, but he has a K9 of 20.25 and a left on base percentage of 100%. He's not letting any runners cross the plate. So, I mean, he's just been lights out. He's been consistent all year. I think he's had one rough outing, and he's brilliant. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with him over the course of his career. Hopefully not ruin him.
See, I didn't want to pick TJ Antone because it's the easy thing to say.
Not the guy that threw a no-hitter.
I've said TJ Antone all the time.
Yeah, when
I had to change it up. You can have TJ Antone for this week. I'll take Wade Miley.
All right. So biggest surprise. We rock paper scissoring again, or do you just want to? No. Okay. Wow. All right. Fine. It's dead. Sorry. Clark says Hendricks has been quietly good too. He has been. He had a couple rough outings, but man, he's been pretty good. So I'll go first since I wanted to play the game and Cortland didn't, and I'll go first. So my biggest surprise is, and we talked about it a bit earlier, but where's Jonathan India? Now, of course, if you turn on your TV right now, he's playing second base for the Reds. But when I wrote that in my notes, he hadn't played in several days. He'd only had 6 plate appearances in a week. So I mean, I don't really want him to get sent down. I don't want him to sit on the bench. But Farmer has just been unusually great lately. Right. So you can't sit him either while he's hot, and you know India's been kind of cold. So just maybe they're just writing it out right for now to see what happens. I mean, like we saw Senzel hit the wall, and we all know that Senzel does have an injury history. Perhaps Senzel gets hurt, and then they can't afford to move Senzel to second base, and the Reds are just going out one by one. Good Lord. But yeah, so mine is Jonathan India and the disappearance of Cortland.
Yes. Mine's the same. And I know Farmer's been hot. This is kind of my biggest surprise. Like, he's been good, I know, but let India play. I mean, keep him in. So like we talked about, switch him back over to third.
Who do you bench?
I think you benched. I mean, Shogo. I mean,
Shogo hasn't been starting.
Who? Okay, so Castellanos.
It's been Winker,
Naquin,
and Castellanos, and it's been Suarez, Farmer, Senzel, Moose. You can't bench any of them. They're all doing great. Even Senzel.
bench Farmer.
He's batting, what did we say, 389 over the last
I know, but
can't bench Farmer right now.
Gotta give India the chance, man.
And maybe you send him down to AAA to do that. I mean, I don't like it either. Trust me, I'm an India fan. I love Jonathan India.
And it's nothing against Kyle Farmer. I mean, if he's playing,
it's just that we hate him. No, I do like Kyle Farmer a lot. It
just hurts. It just hurts to see what was so optimistic about it just tapering off a little bit, but it's whatever. Ooh, we have a decent comment there.
Oh, hang on. Clark says, I do think people are being very unfair to Shogo. Which Kyle Farmer just struck out, by the way. He must have been hearing us subconsciously. So yeah, I agree. He hasn't been great at all since he returned from injury. My only concern is he wasn't great last year either, which it was a weird season. It was his first time here playing in the majors. Of course, the spring training gets shut down, season gets pushed back like 5 months, it feels like. So nothing about his major league experience has been normal. He literally was in spring training and his wife got crushed by a tree. So like this last year for him has been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Then he gets hurt. So yeah, I definitely think people are probably being unfair. He probably needs a little more time to adjust to major league hitting rather than getting 162 games last year. He only got 60, and I think he was hurt for some of those. So I do think that, people probably are being unfair, but at the same time, I don't know if we can waste a lineup spot on him when he's not clicking when so many other people are.
Right. It wasn't me saying he's not good, don't play him. It was everybody else is playing good, don't play him, and set Farmer. But
Farmer's been lights out the last 7 days. So
he has, and he can continue to do so if he feels so. But if he doesn't tonight, see ya.
Yeah, you're going to Louisville, buddy. All right, so those were our weekly awards. I keep saying we're gonna get a fun little graphic for that, and I still haven't done it.
We don't have a soundboard, but I'll be the soundboard. Woo! Yeah,
that was good. It's I don't know if anyone does. We stopped doing clips of the plays.
We have. Yeah, I almost didn't notice either.
I forget to press the button when we're talking about it, and we keep getting hit with copyright infringements on YouTube. So Rob Manfred just has it out for the Reds and for us. Clark says, no, I agree. I just think his potential isn't worth throwing away yet. No, I agree. Yeah. We agree. We all agree. Shogo has definitely not had a fair shot yet.
No.
So on to the next section, looking ahead to brighter things.
Yes.
And that is what? Say hopefully. Hopefully. The Reds are in the middle of their 4-game series against the Rockies. That started about 30 minutes ago. And then they play the Giants for 4 at home. So I'm going to do a little prediction. And I kind of want to change it now that I'm seeing how this game is going. I'm not going to change it. I wrote these predictions at lunchtime. I'm going to stick with them. The Reds are going to sweep the Rockies. They are currently down 3-0 in the bottom of the second. And they're going to take no. I have it wrong. They're going to take 3 of 4 from the Rockies. My bad. I thought I put sweep.
No, that's my job.
Oh, that's right. But then they play the Giants, who have been phenomenal. So if you look at the NL West, no one had the Giants at the top of that division, but here they are at the top of that division. They're above San Diego. They're above the Dodgers, and they're just rolling right now. Their pitching's been great. Their hitting's been good.
Willie Mays had his 90th birthday. Like everything's just going good.
Yeah. And like Anthony DeSclafani, the guy who could never do it for us, is doing it for them. So, yeah.
That's how it goes, though. I mean, we normally give them a lot of good people that if they have an okay time, like for a while, they just turn it back on.
The Mets and the Giants are like the two like red cast-off teams, like where former Reds go. And they have Kirk Casale, but I watched a Giants game the other day, and Kirk Casale did not look good behind the plate. So I know we talk about Stevenson's defensive woes.
He's old. He's old though.
Yeah, right? He's Trevor Bauer's favorite catcher. Double him up. Didn't double him up. They got one. Gosh, this game is rough already. Clark says, Manfred, the vacuum that sucks the fun out of baseball. So that was my prediction. Reds will take 3 out of 4 from Colorado. Then they're going to split the 4-game series with the Giants 2-2. The team is just too hot. And honestly, I'm a little worried they'll even get 2. but I'm going to remain optimistic. So, Cortland, your predictions.
As I said, it's my job to predict the sweep. The Reds are going to take 4 against the Rockies, and I didn't write that at lunchtime. I'm going to read you exactly what I wrote. I wrote this 5 minutes before we went live. The Reds are taking 4 against the Rockies, who are doing bad, and I'm going to stick with that. They split with the Giants, and this is as I wrote it, who are doing pretty good since the last time we've seen them. So I'm not going to give them all that credit that Justin was. He's just patting their backs a little bit too hard there. They're doing okay. They're doing good. So
they have
we'll take 2 from them.
They're tied for the second best record in baseball.
Yeah.
And all of
as I said, they're tied.
Baseball.
They're tied. They're not the best record in baseball. So
they're the best. They're the best record in probably the hardest division of baseball.
Again, tied.
No, they're first in that division. They're not tied in that division. Which the Padres just lost Fernando Tatis Jr., who tested positive for COVID.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a big blow for them because
that is a big blow for them.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's fun to watch. I watched a Padres game the other day too, and it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. I have MLB TV, right, and I didn't have to pay for it because of a glitch. And I signed up for the free trial, canceled it, and they never charged me.
You're getting copyright infringements on YouTube. Now you're going to be paying for that MLB TV subscription.
Oh, Clark's getting in on the fun. Clark says they're going to go 3-1 against the Rockies.
Yeah,
and they're going to go win 2 and lose 2 against the Giants. I don't know what just happened here in the game. Something
David
happened.
Bell. Was that David Bell that was out there? I'm watching this as well.
I don't know, man. Something happened, but
they're like,
we're doing a show.
Who can we find at this moment?
Should we eject David Bell and suspend him for like a month? Oh yeah, David Bell's out. See, you're ahead of me, David. I'm just now seeing David Bell out there. I don't know what happened.
Thank you, Spectrum TV.
The runner
I
that
appreciate everything you do.
The runner that was on first is now on second. Maybe there was a balk. They're calling the umpires over.
Oh gosh, no, not a balk.
I don't know what's happening. They just executed David Bell. I'm just kidding. That'd be pretty dark, wouldn't it?
But they are giving him a talking to.
Justin, you made Manfred's most wanted list right under Amir Garrett. Hey, they didn't charge me and I canceled it. They just didn't revoke my access. So, and I'm going to enjoy it while I have it. And that's been since spring training. So
here we go.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
What happened?
I'm behind. Terrible balk. Watch this.
Oh, he balked?
Oh my. What is he doing?
I'm not catching up. The umpires are still just chit-chatting with Bell.
Wait till you see it.
Okay. And the website hasn't updated yet either with the scoring or whatever happened.
I'm surprised Drew isn't just having a field day right now with Castillo. Oh my gosh.
See, I don't have the sound on, but David Bell's not yelling and screaming, so I thought it was just going to go in his way.
No, there's no way. It's bad.
Oh.
I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, that was...
To give the listeners in podcast land
that was really weird.
A little play-by-play here. Luis Castillo's up to pitch. He jumps his back foot behind the rubber, like you would to pick somebody off, but completely throws a pitch to home plate with no hesitation. But it's like he jumped in the middle of his pitch and put his foot behind the rubber, which caused the balk. And now the runner's on second. Well, that was just the craziest thing.
Just the craziest thing. I agree. So they have a runner on second with 1 out.
There's Drew. There he is.
Drew says there's not enough emojis to describe my anger and disbelief right now.
That was crazy. Wow.
I'm going to hang on to being the second inning in a 3-run ball game.
Again.
And I'm going to hope when I go to bed tonight, the Reds win. Yeah, you pick sweep. All right. So time to wrap this episode up.
Yep. Let the fans enjoy the game.
Yeah, enjoy the game. It's only the second inning, Bally Sports, Ohio. But before we leave, we want to thank you again for listening, watching, sharing, subscribing. If you please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That's a big, big deal for us. If you could do that, 5 stars. If it's 1 star, maybe don't. Share us with your friends.
If it's 1 star, let us know.
We will let us know. Don't leave the review at 1 star.
Right.
Just say, hey, I think I might want to leave a 1 star review.
We'll make it right by you. You just give us a shout out.
Oh gosh, Clark says Castillo is the reason I started sniffing glue. We're going to call in a wellness.
We're falling apart, guys. I think it's time to end the podcast.
But yeah, so share us with your friends. Like us on all social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. I know most of you watch on Facebook. If you could subscribe on YouTube, that'd be great. Like tonight, we had an issue with Facebook. We almost didn't get to go live on Facebook. We started a little bit late because of that, but if you had YouTube, you could be like, oh, no big deal. I'll go to YouTube. But yeah, so that's all I have to say. Do you have anything to add?
I don't. We will hopefully see you guys in a recap episode later this weekend, and then we will see you next Thursday on Facebook. And as Justin said a million times, YouTube.
All right. Good night, everybody. Watch the game. Bottom of the second inning. Goodbye.
See ya.